Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to your Senate chamber. Today is November 19, 2024, approximately 1:15 in the afternoon. Today is our fourth regular Senate session. Before we proceed, may I ask for a moment of silence? Thank you. Clerk, please call the roll.
Presente.
Here.
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 Present.
Present.
With 8 members present, 1 absent, may the record reflect that Senator Dennis Mendiola is hereby excused. We have the necessary senators to conduct our business this afternoon. Quorum is established. And before we proceed to public comment, for the viewing public, we are also live on cable TV channel 23 and live on the CNMI Legislature's YouTube channel, which will be shared on the CNMI Legislature's Facebook page. And assisting us this afternoon is Senate Legal Counsel Antoinette Villagomez, Senate Clerk Dolores Bermudez, Senate Journal Clerk Chanel Borja, Senate Legislative Assistant Jolene Duenas Tagabuel, RT Manager Jonathan Diaz, and Sergeant at Arms Benjamin Terlahi. Thank you for assisting us this afternoon. Moving on to item B of our agenda under public comments. We are now open for public comments for any of the agenda items for this afternoon. You may proceed and please state your name and the entity you are representing.
Good afternoon, Honorable President and members of the Senate. My name is Dr. Marty Rohringer. I'm representing two entities today. One, CHCC as the Deputy Chief Medical Officer, and I'm also the Vice President of the Medical Health Professions Licensing Board. I'm in strong support of 2367 in its most recent form, and I think most of you have heard me rant about this already, so I'm going to not take any more of your valuable time and just let you know that I will be available if there's any clarifications or questions when it comes up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dr. Rohringer, for your quick comment this afternoon. We are still open for public comment on any of the item agendas. Please state your name and the entity you are representing. And if you have a written statement, please give it to the Sergeant at Arms. You may proceed.
Good afternoon, Senate President and members of the Senate. My name is Edwin Raymond Borakirwa. I'm coming here and representing myself. I'm here to put clarity and on the discussion under miscellaneous items number 7, which I am discussed here, dated October 3rd, 2024. It's a transmittal from the Northern Saipan Northern Island Municipal Council to the Attorney General's office addressing the matter that forced me to burn the CNMI flag on April 2nd of this year. Now, I am waiting for a legal service response or opinion from the Attorney General in regards to that. And as of today, I've verified and followed up with the council, and up to now, the Attorney General has shown not to respond to that matter. Last week, I asked Francis Munia to call Mr. William Torres, their legal advisor, to follow through. And to my surprise, I was told that according to the Constitution, the Attorney General really has no obligation to even address the matter or entertain me. Now, I do not agree with that. Why? This is a constitutional matter. And let me remind you all and how I came about to be forced to force my hand to burn the flag. You see, we signed an agreement with the United States in 75, created the first Constitution in 76. Now, how can you justify that in 77, the Carolinian Affairs was created with no body or language being inclined to the Constitution, yet they came alive 8 years later? And in that approach, I believe that flag is illegal. Why would you constitute something that you never recognized in 8 years prior, and you're gonna hamper something of my national identity? I say this today. I tied the flag to the language, where we had a meeting recently with the Public School Commissioner, Dr. Lawrence Camacho. President that meeting was I, Dr. Lawrence, Senator Corina Magofnia, Congressman Manning Castro, Mercedes Guerrero, and um, what's the name? Luella Marciano. Now, I am asking you members here, how is it logically that in the Constitution it states one Carolinian group of people, not Carolinians, and that Carolinian encompasses Federated States of Ponape, Chuk, Koshrai, and the Yap State, not the two islands. Now, if it says in the Constitution that they're NMDs, now you tell me they have to speak one language, right? So in that, right now I'm telling you all, the public school system is inducing segregation and discrimination in the public school system under the Carolinian Bilingual Program. How? How can you justify one language in the Constitution that evolved these people, but there's three dialects, North, Central, and South? You tell me, please. How is that possible? It's impossible. So literally, only to find out, last week I spoke to a Vini Orsini from PSS. Now, addressing the matter with that in that meeting to the public school system, they've acknowledged there is a big problem. So in that acknowledgement, up to this day, children in the public school system are being taught, and I mean, literally, do they have the right, are we teaching them the right approach to education, or are we lacking that moral decision to correct the wrong and teach them the right, which would guide them in their path in the future? But yet, the public school system today does not recognize that for them. So literally, I burning the flag, I stand by it. Why? How can you justify back then that we never even decolonize ourselves? And for another group that
Excuse me,
about-
Mr. Kirigua, I'm going to give you another minute to finish up on your comment. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Senator. So literally today that poses a big problem. How are we going to fix it? The upper house and the lower house. I'm even trying to get a session with the lower house to address them members, so that when that day comes, like clearly stated in black and white, and you all members have my PDF file because I've been submitting it to the Legislative Bureau. So literally, they have to come up with that day. They have to be non-biased based on the Constitution that requires them the fiduciary duty. I just want to be on record. Thank you, Madam Secretary, Senate President. Thank you, members.
Jesus Mase, Mr. Kirigua, for your comment this afternoon. We are still open for public comments on any of the agenda items this afternoon. Okay, we are officially closing this section of our agenda. Moving on to item C, under reading and approval of the journal. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item C, we have two journals. Senate Journal number 23-39, fourth day, fourth regular session dated September 18, 2024, and Senate Journal 23-40, fifth day, fourth regular session dated 10/16/24 on our agenda for adoption and approval, and I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Journals 23-39 and 23-40, and has been seconded. Any comments from the members? All those in favor say aye. Nays? Senate Journals 23-39 and 23-40 is hereby adopted. Moving on to item D, messages from the governor clerk.
Madam President, we have for an agenda 23-356 to 259.
Any comments from the members? Recognize Senator Selena Babauta.
This is Swanson, Madam President. My comments are related to Item number 4 of the message from the governor. Governor's message, number 23-359, lifting of the 10 austerity hours beginning November 3rd. I just wanted to go on the record to raise my concern that I believe the governor does not have the unilateral authority to lift the austerity. While I appreciate the governor identifying funds and I support the lifting of the austerity so that our government employees can have some sort or semblance of normalcy in their lives financially, I believe the appropriate action to take would be for the governor to identify, pursuant to the Planning and Budgeting Act, identify the financial resources so that the legislature can properly appropriate it to lift the austerity. And I just wanted to go on the record to state that, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Babauta, for your statement regarding item number 4 on messages from the governor. Any other comments from the members? None. Moving on to item E, communications from the judiciary. Clerk,
We have two, Madam President, 23, 13, and 14.
any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item F, communications from the heads of executive departments. Clerk,
We have five on our agenda, 2384 to 97.
comments from the members? Moving on to item G, communications from the House. Clerk,
We have House Communication 23-160 to 162.
any comments from the members?
I'm sorry, Madam President, to 166.
Thank you, Clerk. Any comments from the members? None. Moving on to item H, communications from the Senate. Clerk,
We have 23-539 to 542.
members, any comments? I, communications from the Washington delegate, there is none. Item J, unfinished business, there is none. Item K, pre-filed bills, initiatives, local bills, and resolutions. I shall recognize myself under Senate Resolution number 23-30 to honor the distinguished life of the late Amparo de Leon Guerrero Tenorio and to recognize her honorable service to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its people. And further, Senate Resolution number 23-31 to honor the distinguished life of the late Manuel Atalik Sablan and to acknowledge his steadfast contributions to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its people. Moving on to item L, introduction of bills, initiatives, local bills, and resolutions. And I shall recognize myself under Senate Resolution number 23-33 to officially introduce it, to acknowledge Maria Borja Camacho Santos for her principal contributions to the community of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. And I will also recognize Senator Donald Manglonia to introduce a Senate Joint Resolution.
Thank you, Madam President. Introducing Senate Joint Resolution 2309 to approve 3 additional full-time equivalent or FTE employees for the office of the mayor for the municipality of Rota to efficiently and effectively provide the necessary daily services to the community. Members, this was an oversight during the budget process. The mayor did request for the 3 additional, despite having 112 FTEs in the previous fiscal year. She only asked that we reinstate at least the additional 3 instead of going back to what was provided in fiscal year 2024. And I kindly request that we place this on today's calendar. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Donald Manglonia. And before we move on to item M, members, I will now recognize the floor leader to suspend certain rules so that we could accept miscellaneous communication and to also include the 2 resolutions under the resolution calendar today for adoption. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. For the proper motion pursuant to Rule 3, Section 3 of our interim rules, to amend today's agenda to include miscellaneous communication number 23-275 and Senate Resolution number 23-33 and Senate Journal Resolution number 2309 for placement on resolution calendar for action. So move.
There's a motion to suspend certain rules to accept certain communications, number 23-275 and the 2 resolutions number 23-33 and 2309 Senate Joint Resolution. And it has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays? Motion carries. Moving on to item M, reports of standing committees. I now recognize the floor leader,
Thank you, Madam President.
starting on number 2.
Thank you. Under item M, we have three reports. Standing Committee Report number 23-19 from the Committee on Fiscal Affairs reporting on House Bill number 23-26 to amend 4 CMC 1402G1 to allocate 10% of the excise tax to the Solid Waste Management Revolving Fund. So moved.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-119 has been seconded. Any comments from the members? None. All those in favor say aye. Nays. Standing Committee Report number 23-119 is hereby adopted. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Standing Committee Report number 23-120 from the Committee on Health, Education, and Welfare, reporting on Senate Bill number 23-67 to establish a special medical facility permit to allow physicians licensed to practice in a foreign country to practice medicine at the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation and for other purposes. Member, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-120 and has been seconded. Any comments from the members? None. All those in favor say aye. Nays. Standing Committee Report number 23-120 is hereby adopted. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. And last, we have Standing Committee Report number 23-121 from the Committee on Health, Education, and Welfare, reporting on Senate Bill number 23-54 to regulate Offuc or Buige lime under the Pure Food and Drug Control Act and for other purposes. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Standing Committee Report number 23-121 and has been seconded. Any comments from the members? All those in favor say aye. Nays. Standing Committee Report number 23-121 is hereby adopted. Moving. Short recess, please. We are back from that short recess. And before we proceed to item N on the agenda, just for correction, back on item L under Senate Joint Resolution 2309, the number should be 23-10. And that also includes the correction on item O, resolution calendar. Moving on to item N, reports of special conference committee. There is none. Item O, resolution calendar. I now recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Under item O, we have 4 resolutions calendared for action. Senate Resolution number 20-30, and that is to honor the distinguished life of the late Amparo de Leon Guerrero Tenorio and to recognize her honorable service to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its people. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Resolution number 23-30. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays. Senate Resolution number 23-30 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Senate Resolution number 23-31 to honor the distinguished life of the late Manuel Atalik Sablan and to acknowledge his steadfast contributions to the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and its people. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Resolution number 23-31. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays. Senate Resolution number 23-31 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Senate Resolution number 23-33 to acknowledge Maria Borja Camacho Santos for her principal contributions to the community of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Resolution number 23-33. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nay. Senate Resolution number 23-33 is hereby adopted. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Last, we have Senate Joint Resolution number 23-10 to approve 3 additional full-time equivalent employees for the Office of the Mayor for the Municipality of Rota to efficiently and effectively provide the necessary daily services to the community. Members, I move for its adoption.
There's a motion to adopt Senate Joint Resolution number 23-10. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays. Senate Joint Resolution number 23-10 is hereby adopted. Moving on to item P under Bill calendar, and I'll recognize the floor leader to begin with item number 2.
Thank you, Madam President. Under Bill calendar, we have 3 bills for action. House Bill number 23-26, SD1, to amend 4 CMC subsection 1402 G1 to allocate 10% of the excise tax to the Solid Waste Management Revolving Fund and to allocate a portion of the excise tax to the 1st and 2nd senatorial districts and for other purposes. So move.
There's a motion to pass House Bill number 23-26, SD1 version. It has been seconded. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Good.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Madam President, may I just request for
Recognize Senator Jude Hofschneider.
yeah, I do. I know we're calling for the approval, but I want to just highlight the amendments made by the Fiscal Affairs of the Senate, of which it actually clarifies the distribution of such legislation, which all of us are aware the importance of each different senatorial districts taking up solid waste issues on their respective islands. And I, for one, been the leadership, been working with the mayor of Tinian to try and maximize the program in itself, inclusive of the SODRA funds, which now it's in the thick of discussion with the respective departments and mayors. So I hope that this legislation moves forward with our brothers and sisters in the House, so that it can be vetted accordingly for approval.
Thank
you so
you,
much.
Senator Hofschneider. Any
And my
further
vote-
comments?
And my vote is yes.
Clerk.
Senator Kim Neighbors. Yes. Senator Magovnia,
Yes.
Senator Manglobia Donna.
Yes.
Senator Manglobia Paul.
Yes.
Madam President,
Yes.
Madam President, all 8 members.
With all 8 members voting yes, House Bill number 23-26, SD1, hereby passes the Senate. Floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Next, we have Senate Bill number 23-67, SS1, to allow the healthcare professions licensing board to promulgate regulations for the licensing of physicians licensed to practice in a foreign country and for other purposes. Madam President, I move for its passage.
There's a motion to pass Senate Bill number 23-67, SS1 version. Is there a second? It has been seconded. Any comments from the members? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Hungad.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Good.
Senator King Neighbors, Senator Magopia,
Yes.
Senator Mangold O'Donnell,
Yes.
Senator Mangold Nicole.
Yes.
Madam President,
Yes.
Madam President, all 8 members voting yes.
With all 8 members voting yes, Senate Bill number 23-67, SS1 version hereby passes the Senate. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Last, we have Senate Bill number 23-54 to regulate offal corbuish under the Pure Food and Drug Control Act and for other purposes. Madam President, I move for its passage.
There's a motion to pass Senate Bill number 23-54 and has been seconded. Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Babalta,
Hungad.
Senator Cruz,
Yes.
Senator Hofschneider,
Good.
Senator King Neighbors, Senator Magopia,
Yes.
Senator Mangold O'Donnell,
Yes.
Senator Mangold Nicole.
Yes.
Madam President,
Yes.
Madam President, all 8 members voting yes.
With all 8 members voting yes, Senate Bill number 23-54 hereby passes the Senate. Moving on to item Q, petitions, memorials, and miscellaneous communications. Clerk.
Madam President, we have 24 on the agenda, 23 to 41 to 75.
Any comments from the members? None? Moving on to item R, announcements. Members, any announcements? Recognize Senator Selena Babauta.
Sisus Masi, Madam President, I wanted to inform all the members of the Senate that on November 27th, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., our U.S. delegate, Kilili Camacho Sablan, is having his final town hall for the community here, and the event is public. I believe everyone also got an invitation directly from his office, and they have approved that I present the Senate Joint Resolution number 2309 honoring the work of Kilili at this event. So I hope that everyone can add that to their calendar. Just wanted to make that announcement.
Thank you, Senator Babauta. Any other announcements from the senators? None? Moving on to item S for adjournment, and I'll recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I offer a motion to adjourn this session subject to the call of the President.
There's a motion to adjourn this session and has been seconded. All those in favor say aye. Nays, the Senate session is hereby adjourned. Thank you, senators.